There are names that were never spoken aloud, not because they were forgotten, but because they were too sacred for sound, too soft for the violence of syllables, too real for the world that forgets so easily. You carry them. Yes, you carry them in the softest parts of yourself, in the hush before you speak, in the breath you hold when no one's watching. These names, they are not carved in stone. They are not written in ink. They exist in the in-between, in the silence between one heartbeat and the next, in the tear you almost cried, but blinked back because the world demanded strength. We don't talk about them enough. The ones we lost, the versions of ourselves we buried, the moments we couldn't hold on to, the people who loved us quietly and left without warning. Sometimes you don't even know you're mourning, not until the quiet hits you in a way that feels like a whisper, calling you back to a time you thought you'd forgotten. But silence remembers. Silence always remembers. And in it every name echoes, carried not with sound, but with presence. Maybe that's the point. Maybe love isn't meant to shout. Maybe grief isn't supposed to be loud. Maybe the most important things are only ever heard in silence. You've felt it, haven't you? In the still moments, in the pause between songs, in the wind that brushes your skin like someone familiar. And you wonder, was that them? Was that memory? Grief isn't linear. It doesn't obey time. It's not a wound that heals. It's a transformation, a becoming, a haunting, a homecoming. And you are still carrying them, in the way you hesitate before you laugh, in the way you reach for something that isn't there, in the way you dream, hoping they'll visit one last time. Sometimes you speak to them, not out loud, of course. That would make it too real, too fragile. So you speak in thoughts, in memories, in that space behind your eyes where no one can see. And still, they hear you. They always hear you, because silence carries names, and love, it never leaves. Because silence carries names, and love, it never leaves. It doesn't vanish into the void. It doesn't dissolve with distance or death. It simply changes shape, turns into light in the corner of a room, into warmth in the middle of winter, into a name you never speak, but always feel. You wonder sometimes, how long must I carry this weight? But it's not a weight, is it? Not really. It's an imprint, a fingerprint on your soul, a shadow that reminds you you were once touched by something real. Pain has its way of convincing you that you're alone in it, that no one else could possibly feel the ache you do. But look closer. Everyone is carrying someone, some memory, some loss, some silence. It hums in our bones. It sings beneath our smiles. And still we walk. Still we live. Because we must. Because living is the most defiant way to honor what we lost. You may not cry every day. That doesn't mean you've moved on. You may laugh again. That doesn't mean you've forgotten. You may fall in love. That doesn't mean you've replaced them. Grief is not disloyalty. Healing is not betrayal. You are allowed to bloom again, without apology. But there will always be moments, small, unexpected moments, when something will sting in a way that feels too familiar. A song, a smell, a date on a calendar, a place you didn't expect to return to, and suddenly you are right back there, in the moment, with them, breathing in a time that no longer exists, but never really left. That's the thing about love. It's timeless. And if love is timeless, then so is grief. You might ask yourself, how do I move forward with this? And the answer is, you don't move past it. You move with it. You grow around it, like trees that bend around broken branches, but still reach for the sun. Some days you'll feel hollow, other days full of memory. And in between, you'll just be alive, breathing, trying. That is enough. If no one told you today, you are doing beautifully. You are carrying your silence with grace. You are honoring the names that no longer echo, but still exist in the very beat of your heart. And that silence you feel, it's not empty. It's full of everything you once had, full of the person you were when they loved you, full of the love that never needed words to be understood. There will be people who tell you to let go, to move on. But what they don't understand is that letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean shutting the door on your past. It means choosing to live with the echoes, choosing to let them walk beside you instead of behind you. You are not weak for remembering. You are human, and in that humanity, in that raw, open-hearted remembering, you are doing something sacred. You are allowing the world to be touched by something that no longer has form, but still has meaning. You are the living, breathing evidence that love leaves marks, and that those marks are not meant to be erased, but embraced. So when silence wraps itself around you again, when the world gets quiet enough for you to feel them, don't run, don't hide. Sit with them, sit with your memory. Let it speak, let it weep, let it shine. And remember, some names are not meant to be shouted. Some names are meant to be carried in silence, like prayers with no words. Because silence, real silence, doesn't forget. It remembers everything, even you. And in that remembering, you become a vessel, a keeper of sacred things that cannot be measured or explained. The quiet in your chest becomes a language only the soul can speak, a sacred murmur beneath the noise of life. You don't need to prove your grief. You don't need to explain your silence, not to anyone, because the truth is, the ones we've lost are not gone, not really. They just exist differently now, as warmth when you need it, as light when you're lost, as that feeling when something beautiful happens, and you have no one to tell, but still feel like they already know. You'll find them in the spaces but no one else sees, in the pause before laughter, in the hush after a song, in the stillness between your words. And maybe that's the real lesson, that love never needed to be loud, to be real, because it's still here, not as a voice, but as a presence so deep, so constant, you've mistaken it for your own shadow. They are part of you now, in the tilt of your head, in the rhythm of your walk, in the softness you show to others, without knowing why. You're living not just for you, but for them too. That's why your heart aches some days, not because you are broken, but because you are whole, in ways that no one else can see. So when the night comes, and silence wraps itself around you like a blanket of stars. Don't fear it. Don't fill it. Just listen. You might not hear their voice, but you will feel their presence in the stillness, in the quiet, in the breath you didn't know you were holding. And that's the gift of carrying names in silence. You become more than one heart. You become the echo of every love that ever touched you. So keep carrying them in your smile, in your sorrow, in your silent strength. You are the continuation of everything beautiful they ever were. And maybe, just maybe, you're teaching the world that silence isn't empty at all. It's just full of love that never left.